Argentina's rugby story is one of persistence, passion, and transformation. For decades, Los Pumas were seen as spirited amateurs, tough competitors but not part of rugby's traditional elite. They lacked the resources, the professional structures, and the international exposure of Tier 1 nations. Yet, through resilience and identity, they built a reputation that today makes them one of the most respected teams in world rugby. Rugby arrived in Argentina in the late 19th century, brought by British immigrants. The game grew in Buenos Aires and spread through clubs, many of which still dominate the domestic scene today. Unlike in Europe or the Southern Hemisphere, rugby in Argentina remained strictly amateur for most of its history. Players balanced jobs or studies with their commitment to the sport, driven by love rather than money. This amateur ethos became part of the Pumas' identity: discipline, humility, and sacrifice. For years, Argentina struggled to get regular competition against top nations. Travel distances, economic challenges, and rugby politics limited their opportunities. But when they did face elite teams, they showed flashes of brilliance. In 1965, Los Pumas toured South Africa and beat the Junior Springboks. That victory was so unexpected that the South African press gave them a nickname that would endure: Los Pumas. The defining moment came at the 2007 Rugby World Cup in France. Led by coach Marcelo Lofreda and captain Agustin Pichot, Argentina shocked the world. They beat France in the opening match, silencing the Stade de France. They went on to defeat Ireland and Scotland, reaching the semifinals, the best World Cup performance in their history. They beat France again in the third-place playoff, finishing with the bronze medal. Suddenly, Los Pumas were no longer outsiders. They were contenders. This success was not built on flair or star power, but on identity. Argentina's game was based on scrums, defense, and collective spirit. Their forwards became legendary for their power, while their backs added skill when it mattered. Names like Juan Martín Hernández, Felipe Contepomi, and Juan Martín Fernández Lobby became known worldwide. The 2007 campaign also fueled demands for Argentina to join the sport's major competitions. In 2012, that dream came true. Los Pumas were invited into the Rugby Championship, facing New Zealand, Australia, and South Africa every year. It was a monumental step, but also a huge challenge. At first, they suffered heavy defeats, learning the intensity of regular Tier 1 rugby. Yet gradually, they adapted. In 2014, they beat Australia. In 2015, they reached the World Cup semifinals again, playing a more expansive style under coach Daniel Aurcade. In 2016, the Jaguars franchise joined Super Rugby, giving Argentine players exposure to professional competition. The journey has not been easy. Financial struggles and the COVID-19 pandemic hit Argentine rugby hard. The Jaguars were removed from Super Rugby, and many players moved abroad. Yet the Pumas' spirit never faded. In 2020, they achieved a historic milestone, their first-ever win against the All Blacks, 25-15 in Sydney. It was a moment of pride not just for Argentina, but for all rugby nations outside the traditional powers. Culturally, Los Pumas embody Argentina's fighting spirit. They play with emotion, often singing the anthem with tears in their eyes. Their fans bring soccer-style passion to rugby stadiums, creating atmospheres unlike anywhere else. The jersey is more than a uniform. It is a symbol of sacrifice and national pride. Economically, Argentine rugby continues to face challenges. Unlike European or Southern Hemisphere unions, they lack massive commercial resources. Yet their contribution to global rugby is immense. They prove that the sport can thrive outside its traditional heartlands, inspiring countries across Latin America and beyond. Behind the try line, Los Pumas' story is about more than victories. It is about belief, resilience, and the ability of a so-called outsider to force its way into the elite. From amateur beginnings to World Cup podiums and triumphs against giants, Argentina's journey shows that rugby is truly a global game.